So I'm usually a pretty big wuss when it comes to horror movies, but I know there's a lot of great films in this genre, so I'm trying to be brave and branch out and watch some of them. So today I'm watching the 2001 film Session 9. I don't know if that's a literal title, if there's going to be 9 sessions. 1 or 2 word titles is kind of hard to predict. With it coming out in 2001, I'm not sure if they'll still be using practical effects, if there'll be a little bit of CGI, what that'll look like. I love practical effects, so I'm hoping for some of that. Sessions make me think of therapy or something like that. That's usually a term that's associated with that. So I'm not really predicting more of a slasher film, maybe something psychological if, therapy and, mental health is involved. So that's my prediction. I have no idea what this is about, but just based on the title, that's kind of where I'm leaning. More psychological horror films are my style of horror films. Those are the ones I like more than typical slashers, so I'm hoping that's what happens, but we will find out. Thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. The sound design is already creeping me out. Oh my god, this chair on the ceiling. Yeah, we're upside down already. Oh my god, it's gonna be scary, isn't it? And not like a typewriter font, but the font of like a label maker. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind. Oh no, this is gonna be scary.
So you still got it? Well, how's Wendy holding up?
Horatio Sands. I'm blanking on the actor's name. I just know him from CSI.
See the place. I mean, Jesus. I'd rather sleep in the street personally, but then, I'm not nuts.
Obviously.
That remains to be seen. I don't like if that's foreshadow, but okay.
Thanks, Mikey, man.
Okay.
It definitely feels more like it's going to be psychological. We've got this asylum and people have escaped from a hospital. Let me know if that's a real location. It looks very creepy.
Named after Dr. Thomas Kirkbride. Well, it's a pretty simple layout, really, If you consider a giant flying fact.
This is a CSI reunion? This guy's from CSI too.
He wants to reclaim it, so...
Whoa. What the is this?
Oh, what are you, a little scared, Phil?
I would be pooping my pants, not gonna lie.
Or they'd give him a lobotomy. Yeah, the prefrontal lobotomy was perfected here at Danvers.
Sounds like you've done your homework.
I mean, it's gonna be 10 out of 10 ghosts, right? Like, we're gonna have just zillions of ghosts.
Hey, there's a fantastic morgue in the basement where they do the post-mortems on Bill.
This guy is sick.
Feed a army in here.
Yeah, well, they did. It was a self-contained town. Church, movie theater, bowling alley.
I mean, if they got bowling, sign me up.
Cemetery up behind the machine shop. No headstones, just numbers.
That's sad, though.
This will become municipal archives.
Danvers is reminding me of True Detective, the latest season.
Walking on the floors. Looks water damaged.
How do we get over there?
You guys scared of the dark? Come on.
Just the one chair in the light, and that's what we saw at the intro as well. He's obviously suspicious. And he sounds familiar as well, but I can't place it. I'll have to look it up after. Oh my god, oh my god, what is that behind him?
Gordon. Cody? It's me, man. Come on.
I am so scared. Like, I know I'm smiling, but it's like out of fear. That was the effing scariest thing. Whoa. Ah, my heart.
We go, Gordon, let me leave. Hold on. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, this used to be a solarium.
Oh my god, my heart. I'm gonna poop my pants. It's already just started.
Back then, seclusions. Some part of some therapy. It was big in the 70s, all these cutouts and stuff.
Oh god. Some of this was probably rooted in truth, which is terrifying.
Yeah, there's a picture of me at summer camp somewhere up here.
Wow.
The old photos of smiling people. Oh god, it's always how it starts, isn't it? Night people? It's giving me like Silent Hill.
I gotta go back.
Oh, you know where you're going?
Yeah, middle of the Batwing, right?
Yeah.
Ha!
You got it.
Okay, I'll see you down here.
I'll be out.
Famous last words. Everybody thought I was nuts. Oh gosh. I'm curious if any of these photos are of real people or real stories. Let me know in the comments. And that he's looking at like actual printed photos, not just pictures on his phone, and had the photos in his wallet even. I'm guessing things aren't great at home. If he's sitting in his car. And our timeline begins, with the same font we had at the intro. And the fact that he said he would do it like a third of the time. Like, they're down to a week. This place is massive. Like, there's no way. I don't know if he's just trying to get the job or he wants to spend as little time here as possible. Or both.
You mean red, right? Those ducks are hazards, Gordo.
What?
Red, right?
And I recognize this actor as well.
Don't shoot the messenger, Phil. I'm just relaying information. She says to me this morning while we're laying in bed to say hi to you.
I'm guessing that was his ex-girlfriend or something.
Job done second, and no drugs on the job, dude.
The throwback to the boombox and the CD player, yes. 2001. And this actor I know too.
She was committed here in the 1970s by her parents. Manic depression, that sort of thing. Typical adolescent crap.
I'm curious if any of these are based on like real people.
He came into her room at night wearing a black robe.
That's so messed up. Oh my god.
Grandparents and her mother were, and they'd all have black robes on. They'd take them off, and group orgies would ensue.
Oh my god.
Watch as her mother would cut this baby's heart out.
Oh my god.
Her grandfather and father would her repeatedly. She was forced to have abortions, and they'd cook the aborted fetuses.
Enough.
That's so grim. Oh my god.
A physical examination she'd undergone about a year prior. Turns out, she was a virgin.
So all those memories weren't real. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And the budget cuts. And
I've seen a few documentaries about repressed memories, so yeah, it's interesting.
Yankee and work for us in a second. Now, he has more experience than Hank, and he gives a shit.
Phil,
He obviously doesn't like Hank. Yeah.
I don't care. Now let's finish the decon chamber. Jesus, Phil.
Fine.
Yeah, Phil and this other guy obviously have some history, so he's trying to get rid of him.
I got nyctophobia.
What?
Fear of the dark.
Same, buddy. Same. I didn't know it had a name. And how they're each standing in the doorway, that's a cool shot to like spin around like that.
I was trying to break anything. Came well ahead.
As soon as they separate, that's when the trouble begins. Oh god, the staff only. That's a cool shot though, to have him go through the door with just this one light, like this practical. With all these old patient files. Oh my gosh. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm terrified to see where it's gonna go though. But this is definitely like my style of horror movies. Like, flickering lights is red flag 101, buddy. Evidence. Oh no. Like, I like that the audience gets to like solve this mystery and do this like research and find more about the history of this place, because obviously a lot happened here, but I'm also terrified of what they're gonna find because it's probably not gonna be good.
Anyone hanging around this place after dark, okay?
No problem. Good first day, guys.
Yeah, keeps up like this, we'll all be dead by Monday.
I don't like that. Don't say stuff like that. Oh god. Why do I feel like he's gonna stick around after dark? Oh my god. And how even when he was opening the evidence box, we saw other characters, you know, being hurt, and it almost sounded like a breath, like when the air came out of the box.
Nothing happened.
Mary, something did happen. That's why we have these sessions to help you remember.
Oh god, it's gonna be session 9, isn't it? Hey, that's the name of the movie. There's no session 10! It stops at session 9.
She is putting her fingers in her mouth.
Oh god.
Mary.
Have you seen our doll, Mr. Doctor?
Did they get divorced or something? Like, he's talking about them in the present, but is also, like, sitting outside their house, and... yeah, I'm curious, so...
You can hear me.
Oh my god, the sound design has been so great so far, and I'm terrified. Yeah, I don't know if you're, like... I think depending on what you believe going into a place like this, like if you thought there would be some ghosts, maybe your imagination would take over.
That way, don't want to die on us. Put your mask on, princess. Fuck off, I'm not your princess, dude.
And calling him princess, you know, one of the characters on the, or the personalities on the tape. It's like a weird breadcrumb trail of all these old coins, like 1886 old. God. Oh my god. And he's not wondering why someone would shove a bunch of quarters into a wall. Is that a toe tag? Oh, buddy. I would not. That's a bad idea.
Yo, Henry, come back.
That ring obviously belonged to somebody. Yeah, what is that fake brick hiding, obviously. Excuse me. The furnace from the crematorium? Oh, frick. That was some... oh my gosh. That's horrendous. Oh.
And where do you live, Billy?
I live in the eyes. You know that.
In the eyes? What?
Because I see everything, sir.
And it's interesting how we only get to hear it. Like, we can't see any of this, actually.
Pride. It says here, 3 patients were committed in 1889 because of mortified pride.
Let me see that.
Some of those old, like, diagnoses were terrible.
Hey, what do you have to do now to get committed? Mortify someone's pride?
Simple. You kill someone.
He's gotta stop talking like that. Cheese and rice.
Most people are cognizant of their actions when they murder. Homicide implies a motive.
He's way too calm about this. And he has, like, that lawyer in his family.
Just fucking around, Gordo.
Don't hurt him.
It's all right. The ice pick method. Insert a thin metal pipette.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Brilliant. Very good.
All right, let's go back to work. Come on.
I wasn't kidding back there, man. You're smarter.
I think Mike's gonna be the first to crack.
Time you hit 30, boom! You're drowning in your own lung fluid.
This kid's like, I should have made other choices. Neither are you. Oh, God.
Get the big juicy cases, make his dad proud. That's his exit plan.
Okay. The symbolism.
I know. But we need to talk. Because we have to.
And of course, we don't get to hear, you know, the conversation, but at least he's calling her. I'm guessing they're, like, secretly divorced and he just hasn't told people yet. Like, we saw, you know, him sitting outside watching them and driving by the house. the places to go in the dark. This would not be on my list. No, thank you. Ghost Central. All those lottery cards. Is that somebody's tooth? Like a braces or something? Oh my gosh. I'm sure the old coins are probably pretty valuable, but still, I mean, there's the moral, you know, implications of you're stealing someone who's clearly passed away stuff. Glass eyeballs. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
That's grim. That doesn't even bother him. Clee just wants the money, obviously. I feel like there's gonna be a jump scare coming and I'm already nervous. That's the peanut butter that we saw Gordon had in his bag, but it was full when he had like the flowers and stuff. I remember seeing a jar of peanut butter in there. Run. Just run. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm never sleeping again. Cheese and rice. I have so many goosebumps. I'm just... I knew it, like, you knew it was coming. They were setting it up for something obviously to happen, but still. Oh god. Was that it? Was that the end? It's just like his music cuts, and then you hear like the like he doesn't even have time to scream. All those tiles are full of asbestos. 10 out of 10. Oh my god. I'm guessing he didn't show up for work? I don't see him yet.
He's not even left his ice machine on.
You, try Amy's yet?
Do you know her number?
Hank's victim number 1, I think. Yeah, body count's beginning. Paranoia is setting in. Yeah, like he's obviously suspicious of this crew, and now they're down a guy. Yeah, how did he get blood under his nails? Why? Oh god, that's gross. Oh.
Gordon loves being a father.
Yeah, now he does. Now he loves it. But it was never in his heart. This was when...
This guy sounds very jealous of his wife. And I think I remember where I placed this actor. There's a TV show called Top of the Lake. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like, and it looks familiar. I just rewatched that show, so that's why I'm like, I feel like that's him. Oh, by the cemetery. Oh my gosh.
I want to ask you something. Can you forgive me?
Oh my gosh, what is he asking forgiveness for? Oh, and hers is broken. Oh, did the tree fall? Oh my gosh.
Mary is asleep, sir.
Billy,
I'm really enjoying it so far.
help me wake up Simon, Billy. We must wake up Simon, Billy. Billy, we have to wake up Simon.
And I think they're doing a good job of like setting up each character. Like we know a little bit about the backstory of everybody.
I wish I had that one back. I wish I had that one back.
I hit Wendy.
What? Say he hates or hit her?
It was a dog barking. I don't know if it was him or crying. But I slapped her.
Oh my god.
I hit my wife.
Oh my gosh. He just snapped.
Spoke to him, I said, you know, if I see you again, I'm calling security, so... Anyway, so that's taken care of, all right?
I don't know if he believes him, but here we are.
Hello, Gordon.
creepy voices. I wonder if we find out who's actually like saying the voice. There's the pot.
You know who I am.
What? Who? There's the peanut butter. I knew I saw it.
Later. Do it, Gordon.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I was just about to say there hasn't been a ton of blood and gore, and that's always my first mistake. Oh my gosh. That's from the water? Oh, God, that's gonna hurt. Yep, cheese and rice. And those burns looked pretty healed to have just been like a couple nights before. Suspicious. Yeah, if it's only Thursday, it hasn't even been a week since he said he saw her and that incident happened on a Friday. Yeah, this set, like, this location looks very real. Maybe the interiors they shot somewhere else, I don't know, but this building looks, yeah, like a real, like, location, obviously. So, I'm very curious to find out where it is.
What about... Okay, he needs to take some time off, Mike. Why? Because he's becoming a liability.
That's what he said about Hank.
You know how he's coming along, that sort of thing.
And how is he coming along?
I think it's interesting that they're showing, like, the team kind of battling within each other as well as battling this, you know, clearly something supernatural is going on inside this asylum as well, so... Oh my god, this kid is so brave. Run, 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 run.
Did you go on a scratch or what? What are you doing here?
He's a ghost. Oh my god, just keeps repeating himself.
Right. I mean, I'll motivate him. Little mullet head. He may be party in the back, but I'll make sure he's business in the front.
That is the mullet slogan.
Okay?
I'm not a fucking idiot. I swear to God, I saw him.
If he's in Miami, Jeff, why would he be here? How could that be possible, Jeff?
Great question, Jeff.
But he's right here. I'm telling you, he's right.
Right up where, Jeff?
I swear he was. I'm not lying.
Of course, now they think he's, you know, just imagining things and making things up, but he saw him. And there's the coin. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to lunch.
No, you stay where you are.
What are you saying, Gordon?
You told us that's what she said, but we didn't hear.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Didn't hear Amy.
Right, so what you're saying to me is it wasn't Amy on the phone. Is that what you... Mike, now come on, man. This is what I'm talking to you about.
Mike, give me the cell phone.
Is the paranoia warranted, or was he lying? We know he didn't like Hank, so it'd be a good reason to get rid of him.
I'm telling you, he's losing it. Look at him. He's losing it, man. Get me the cell phone!
Whose footsteps are those exactly?
Okay. Jeff, Mike, go downstairs, make sure he doesn't turn around. You come with me.
Hey.
Fuck you.
Yeah, now they're starting to hate each other. So this is gonna only, what, 3 days left to go? Oh my god. It's not looking good.
I don't hear anything.
Are they all losing their minds? Like, is it the asylum, you know, just messing with their reality? I'm really enjoying it. No, he's going for session 9! It's been a great slow burn so far, but I'm terrified where we're gonna go. Oh my god. Oh no, oh no. He hates the dark. Oh no. Get out of there. That's so creepy with all the unused suits just lined up like that. Oh my god. I think he's doing a great job of like building tension and this paranoia.
Billy, wait. Oh, sorry. Billy.
No!
Is Mary one of the reasons why the asylum closed? Yeah, I'm curious as to what her... We obviously know she was a patient here.
We need to wake up, Simon. Wake up, Simon.
Oh my god. It cuts on Wake Up Simon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's literally running away from the dark. Oh no. This poor kid. My heart. Oh my god. I have so many goosebumps. And they said Ward A is where they kept the worst. Oh no. Oh, I'm so scared for him. Hank. Oh my god, Hank. Of course, Phil's the one that finds him, and Phil hates him.
What are you doing here?
Is he gonna actually help him, or is he just gonna leave him there? I don't know. Oh, the chair. Why am I afraid of chairs? Why has there been chairs in so many horror movies lately? The changeling at the chair.
Ward A, third floor.
I'm coming.
Doesn't mention anything about Hank, though.
Hello, Doc.
Oh my god. That's the voice! Simon's the voice! He's the Hello Gordon voice.
And low. Use your imagination.
I feel like that whole family got unalived real quick.
What did Peter do? He shouldn't have done it.
The electric chair. Oh my gosh.
She fell on her doll.
Oh no. We saw those pictures of dolls.
Cut him up real bad, too. Good thing his knife was brand new.
Oh my god. Yep, she killed her whole That's his baby! What? Why is his baby on the wall? Emma? What?
I told her to cut them up too.
Is Gordon a patient here? What? Mary obviously unalived her whole family.
So much blood.
Yeah, Gordon's in Mary's room.
To do it. Do it, Mary.
What? What? Is Phil Simon? Like, I have so many questions, but I'm really enjoying it. I think he killed Hank, and I think he's gonna kill Gordon.
It's Jeff. I'm by the van.
I feel like you just told the killer right where you were, buddy. Get out of there. I feel like Phil's a killer. Oh my god. It's too calm. Something's gonna go wrong. And he's just like, yeah, oh god, this POV. Oh no.
I'm sorry, man. I was freaking out. The lights went out and I got these in the van. Is that okay?
Oh my god. And we don't see who it is. It's just the quick zoom. Oh my god. I feel like it was Phil. Cheese and rice. Who's left? Mike? Friday. I mean, Hank did make that comment. They'd all be dead by Monday.
This is Gordon.
Okay, he didn't kill him. That's good.
Found the one. The one responsible.
What? I have so many questions, but I'm really enjoying it. I feel like this is definitely a movie that, like, when you rewatch it, you know, you pick up on things that you didn't see the first time. Oh my god. That is a big old pile of blood. That kid should have called in sick, man. Should have stayed home today. Oh my gosh, just wrapped. Is this Dexter? He's just wrapped in the plastic? Cheese and rice. Is that Jeff? Oh, it's Hank. Oh no. I'm just remembering what he said about sunglasses.
He was a liability.
Did he give him a lobotomy too?
Did this.
He said sunglasses were the best, like, medication after lobotomy.
I mean, he brought it on himself, didn't he?
Phil's frickin' nuts.
Oh, really? Really? Good, look at him.
What? What? I thought I saw a little bit of a black eye. I just remembered, yeah, what they said about the sunglasses. Oh, God. Yep. Oh, that's the ice pick. Oh, my God. Bye, Hank. He's still alive?
What are you doing here? It's okay, Hank.
Oh, my God. This poor guy. Oh, no, Hank.
You know,
Oh, poor guy.
I wouldn't tell anybody about this. Because if they find out about Hank, they're gonna find out about the others.
The others? What? What?
You hired those guys to do this.
Gordy, you are asleep.
You hired those guys to kill him.
You're asleep.
What are the others?
Open your eyes.
Asleep? What?
Hey. Gordon.
Where's Phil? What? Where was Phil? This whole time? Well, this is gonna be weird to explain. Was Phil not real? What are we doing? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to watch this again. Oh god. The others. Poor Hank. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Cheese and rice. To be like somewhat conscious through all of this is horrendous. The used ice pick lobotomy. That's the voice he heard. Crunch. Oh god.
What are you doing?
Why this music?
Because Mary let me talk.
Oh my god. What is this?
They always do.
Is he like possessed by like Simon's spirit?
Gordy, I wouldn't tell anybody about this. Because if they find out about Hank, they're gonna find out about the others.
I found Hank, Gordy.
What about the others?
He said you did it to him. Is that true?
Oh, Phil was real. Bye, Phil. Did he kill them all? He killed the whole crew? Oh my god.
On himself. Didn't he?
Cheese and rice. Yeah, just covered in blood. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jumped up behind him. They've all been ice picked. Good night.
Wait of the others. Gordy, you are asleep.
Uncle Gordon!
Wake up.
Just covered in blood. Like, run, buddy. Run away. He's not mad about the Oreos. Run.
I got these in a bin. Is that okay?
Why would you think he's coming to hug you? Body counts adding up real fast.
Gordy.
And how he's still haunted by the voice, Phil. Open his eyes to what?
And remember.
Oh, this is starting to feel very Shutter Island. Did he kill them? Oh, we saw the pictures on the wall. And we never heard, like, Wendy's voice on the phone. Oh, no.
Later.
Watch out! Oh my god, Gordon!
Oh my god.
Oh! No! Stop!
Oh my god. Oh my god, and the baby! And the dog! Oh, and it's horrible just to hear it all. And like scan past photos of like these happier times.
Do it, Gordon.
Clearly the voice got him like day one. Yeah, he was clearly hearing voices. Oh my gosh.
Wendy, it's me. Please don't hang up, please.
Wendy's dead, buddy. The phone's not even like, oh my god.
Sorry, I am for what's happened.
Keeps making phone calls to his dead wife that he killed.
Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me?
That's a grim ending. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and they were talking about like repressed memories as well. And that's obviously what he had been doing.
Dog.
Didn't even get to Monday. Yep, that's the end. Cheese and rice. And it was the same writer, director, and editor as well, which is interesting. Editing is such an underrated art form, I think, and this can change the whole dynamic of the story just through editing. Carson Daly was the music producer, like MTV's Carson Daly. Is this an original theme song? Or is this a real song? I don't know. Asbestos consultant. They're going for the realistic asbestos. Or just making sure they weren't actually ingesting it, I guess. So that was my first time watching the 2001 film Session 9. I really enjoyed it. It's going to stay with me for a couple days. I'm going to be thinking about it, and I think that's a mark of a good horror movie, any movie really, one that gets you thinking and, you know, trying to process everything. It almost felt like Silent Hill meets, you know, Shutter Island with this asylum that's been abandoned, and, you know, that got me hooked right away. I was like, okay, I feel like there's going to be a lot we can, you know, unravel here, and I think they did a really good job of, you know, building tension and this paranoia as we see kind of the team members themselves start fighting amongst each other, and then having supernatural elements, you know, on top of that as well, I thought was interesting. And Gordon, you know, was very much an unreliable narrator, but you don't really know that until later on, as you know, he's the leader of this group and he's, you know, spearheading everything. He's in charge. So you're like, he seems like someone we could trust, you know. He seemed, you know, calm and rational, and, you know, he has this baby and this wife. So, you know, that's his motivation to try and get this job done. He really needs the work. But obviously we see, you know, as things progress, that was not the case. And I was wondering if Gordon would have had some like pre-existing, if something was going on with him mentally. And we find out that the Friday, you know, that he found out he got the job, he comes home all excited to tell his wife that, you know, he's got this big job lined up, and then he, you know, ends up unaliving her and their baby and their dog, and it was just heartbreaking. And I'm guessing the scene where Mike opens the box of evidence is when Simon basically attacks and latches on to Gordon, as we do see Gordon get hurt from that first, you know, interaction as well, because that's the first time they're at the hospital is that Friday, because they say, you know, we'll get it done by the following Monday. And the only thing that made me kind of doubt the timelines was the burns on his leg, which we know was from that boiling pot of water, and those looked like they were well past a week healed, but maybe I'm reading too much into it. And yeah, I feel like that first night, you know, when he goes home, usually when we have possession stories and stuff like that, it takes a little while, but for, yeah, that to be that first night, like if that's what happened is, you know, him going home that Friday and basically unaliving his family, And we do hear them mention that as well. And I think if it had been later than that, people wouldn't have asked. Like if it had been, 2 months before, I think it would have been too suspicious. People were still talking about his wife and baby. Like it must have been fairly recently. And, he's got recent photos of them, as that's how we see them, as they look exactly in the pictures. And to see, the possession happen that quickly isn't really something I've seen very often. It's usually, a week later. Like we see little things leading up to the progression of them being possessed, but literally like his first day stepping in, and we hear Simon's terrifying voice saying that he latches onto the weak and the vulnerable, basically. So maybe that was Gordon. Maybe he was the most susceptible to this stuff, and that's what happened, basically. Simon worms his way in there, and I was thinking Mike would have been more involved, as Mike was the one listening to the tapes, and he's the one really fueling Mary's story, and he's the one like listening to it, coming in when he's not supposed to, or at lunch listening, like he's, almost obsessed with finding out what happens. And of course there's 9 session tapes with Mary's, recording to find out what happened to Mary and her story as well, which I thought was interesting. These kind of, simultaneous stories that were unraveling at the same time. Obviously they're connected through Simon, but I thought that was really interesting. We got to learn a backstory of some of the patients as well, and we do hear them mention early on a story of another patient who had these repressed memories of something that had happened, and then that turns out to not be true. And we see Gordon do something similar, but unfortunately his story is true, where he's repressing his memories. When Gordon shows up to work, Monday, it's like nothing happened, basically. Like he acts everything's fine. He's going about his day. So he obviously blocked that, like Simon, was this alternate personality that we saw in Mary as well. And Simon's character, this demon, whatever you want to call it, possessed him and, had completely repressed those memories from him. So Gordon was still calling his wife, but we never heard her on the phone as well, which I was like, kind of seems suspicious, but you never really know. Like, okay, maybe I'm reading too much into it, or something is actually going on. And clearly she was never there. He was pretending that she was answering, and, have that last shot of him in Mary's room with all the photos of his life, basically, and blood smeared all over it, and him just calling, like the battery's not even on the phone, like it's just no one is picking up. And the fact that he was like leaving space for her to answer, I thought was interesting as well. He wasn't just, leaving voicemails or something. He, in his head, was having a conversation with her and, asking for forgiveness, which was heartbreaking because, again, this wasn't something he would have normally done, obviously. He was, possessed by Simon from just literally stepping foot inside of this, asylum, and this evidence box being opened. When we had that scene between Phil and Gordon at the end, and Phil, suddenly disappears, thinking, okay, is this like a Tyler Durden situation? Was Phil really there all along? But I mean, clearly we find out he was. We just saw it only from Gordon's perspective, not Phil's. And Phil blatantly tells him, I found Hank, and he says you killed him. And, we don't see that the first time we see that scene. And I think that's the power of the editing as well, is that we think Phil is more suspicious because he's very much against Hank. He doesn't want him there, calls him a liability several times. And when we have those killer POV shots, you can tell that the person who's being attacked recognizes the person approaching them, but we never see, obviously, until the end when it's revealed that it's been Gordon all along. So you're led to believe maybe it was Phil. He's got this grudge. There's some motivation there, but clearly it was Gordon, and everybody on his crew is dead. And I'm terrified to find out if there's a sequel or anything like that. Let me know in the comments. We don't see Gordon get caught. We don't see the police show up. There's none of that kind of aftermath that would happen. Obviously, that guy that introduced them, on the first shot will come back as he's, expect everything to be cleaned up. And, there's only more of a mess now with all these bodies. And there wasn't a ton of blood or gore, like the end scene where he unalives everybody. There was blood for that, of course. But, up until that, it was definitely a slow burn, and we don't really see a ton of that. There's like one shot with a hazmat suit, which is blood, which obviously foreshadows, what happens to the crew. I definitely feel like this is a movie that gets better with rewatching it, as there's clues along the way. I think I picked up on a few of them, but I'm sure there's more that I missed. like them talking about lobotomies. We find out that this hospital has been around for a very, very long time, and obviously medical techniques and medical practices would have changed drastically. And, they mentioned lobotomies and how, the cure for that was basically put sunglasses on because you have a black eye and to cover it up. And of course we see Hank laying on the floor with his sunglasses on, but again, his character kind of wore sunglasses. Like, it wasn't super out of the norm until I saw him laying there and I was like, oh no, like it just clicked and I remembered that he had said that. And of course we see the ice pick is very much still in his eye, which was terrifying. And, Gordon rips it out and attacks the new guy, and it's like, oh, what bad luck. Like, and they even says, wrong place, wrong time. Like, he just got called in to replace Hank, and there's Hank right there. Like, it was just so creepy. That was like the goriest scene, basically, was him, pulling out this ice pick and, using it on somebody else immediately. And I couldn't even imagine how mentally terrifying that would be, because Hank is obviously still alive. He may not be 100% with it, but he's obviously cognitive and told Phil, hey, this was Gordon. Like, he's able to communicate that. Like, he can still form sentences, and to see this thing being pulled out of your eye and be aware of it, and maybe he's not in pain, I don't know, but it just was, I couldn't imagine what your brain would be thinking. And the poor guy who shows up, walks in on this situation and is like, oh my God, what have I, walked in on, basically. And I'm assuming that that place was real. It was massive. There was tons of aerial shots. So I'm very curious to do some research about it, now that I finished watching, and let me know in the comments. I'm sure there's a ton of history about that place in general, as typically places like that have a not great history, but a great set for the film, obviously. And I don't know if the interiors they would have shot somewhere else. Usually they do that, because I'm guessing if that place had really been abandoned, it wouldn't have been safe to film in. But yeah, let me know in the comments. I was hoping the location would come up in the credits, but I didn't see anything. But yeah, that place was way too big for it to not be real. And yeah, they're on the roof and like all the aerials, and we see the van parked. And I think they did a good job of, another great example of a short timeline, like what they make it to Friday, Thursday, like it's not even the full Monday that the project is supposed to be due. And small cast, short timeline, one location, like many rooms within the location, obviously, but a great example of, you just need to have a really solid story, and you don't need to have a cast of 500 or 30 different locations. If you've got a really clear story, you can just put the money and the budget where you should be on the story and the characters. And I really like that we got to learn a little bit about each character, which is something also that can get lost in a big cast, but I didn't feel that here. I felt like everybody really had, maybe not an in-depth backstory, but we knew a little bit about Jeff and a little bit about Mike and a little bit about Hank and, Gordon obviously being our main character. But I like that we got to learn a little bit about it. And yeah, I definitely thought Mike would be the first to go, because he was so intense on these recordings, and, Mary's story and, her unaliving her whole family on Christmas, and the sound design. I know I said it in the reaction as well, but the sound design in this I think was amazing, because right off the bat they have like this dripping sound almost from the water, and it just did a really good job of making me uncomfortable. And a lot of audio based moments in this film, like when we have, Mike listening to the tapes, we only hear the tapes. They don't do recreations, they don't do flashbacks. We never actually see Mary unalive her family. It's all audio, which is terrifying, because then your brain kind of has to fill in the gaps, and you have to imagine what that would be, which can be so much worse. And to have only the audio of Gordon, killing his family, like we just hear that playing out, and the dog barking and the baby crying, and you just, again, what's happening without seeing it. And especially in a visual medium like filmmaking, I think that's a really interesting choice. And again, yeah, your brain's just left to fill in those pieces. I didn't see a ton of practical effects or special effects or anything like that, so I think that also adds like a realistic element to it. because these seem just like regular people. And yeah, the fact that it was 2001 also made my heart happy, because we have these, he's bringing his boombox and his disc bin, and he's showing like actual printed photos of his family and photos on his wallet instead of his phone, which was the first thing that came to my mind. He's like, oh, he's gonna bring up his phone and show pictures of his family, but no, he's got them in his wallet. And yeah, the fact that this movie is over 20 years old now, I definitely think it stands up and is still very scary. And the pacing was really well done, and they didn't have a ton of jump scares, but I thought right away we had a really good tight story. I didn't recognize the name of the director, but it said it was the same director, writer, and editor, which I think are three key roles, especially in storytelling, with film. So I think that played a big part in how, well executed this was. Overall, I thought it was really well done. Probably one of my favorite, psychological horror movies that I've seen recently. And I love that we get to solve this mystery of, okay, is it going to be focusing on Mary's story? Are we going to find out what happened to her? We've got that kind of as our base. And then, Simon's character obviously ties into Gordon. I like that we had, Horatio Sands from CSI and, the guy that walks them through the site tour at the beginning. I definitely recognize from CSI as well. And Josh Lucas and the actor who played Jeff, I recognized as well. I know Shutter Island came out much later than this, but I definitely feel like there's some similarities between this and Shutter Island. This guy forgetting what happened to his family and being in this institution, obviously lobotomies, and, finding these coins, and just, the fact that it takes place at an abandoned, asylum, I think is just, that's a character in itself, obviously, as we unravel like the history of the building as the setting and all the things that happen. They have like the cold water tanks or their baths that they used to use, and the electric chair obviously was a big part. We have that as our pinnacle kind of calling to Gordon, basically. And I love that we find out, to me, the voice that Gordon was hearing was obviously Simon's, and we see that very, very early on as well. We just says, hello, Gordon, and something, red kind of drops in the frame beside him, which to me, I thought it was going to be like terrifying. And I like the pacing of it. I think there was some good scary moments for sure. And kind of this, storyline of these working class, crews just coming to do this job. These guys have worked together before, some of them have history, dated the same girl, and getting to know them as characters, as well as, them dealing with what's happening at this asylum, and poor Jeff being terrified of the dark. And Gordon's our only survivor, but he's the one that unalived everybody else. That was not something I saw coming. I don't know if there are sequels or anything like that, so let me know in the comments if Gordon takes off and, runs onto a rampage. I haven't heard of sequels, but yeah, let me know if you think I should watch them. I like that, they tied in these repressed memories and multiple personalities through Mary's story and Gordon's story. So yeah, just really well done. I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. This is a CSI reunion with all these old patient files. And calling him princess. And he's not wondering why someone would shove a bunch of quarters into a wall. That's the peanut butter that we saw. Yeah, how did he get blood under his nails? Keeps making phone calls to his dead wife. They've all been ice picked.